That's all parts. I mean, it's completely filled. The whole. So this coil here we had, it has a tracer ES, which is a server. These 3 panels were all down. Nothing was communicating in the whole building. All 16 units were given dashes. This is the server here. Basically, you can look at it like it's a website. And this computer hosts the website. The website displays the data from these 3 panels. This is the customer's network. I got on a hold with IT. We were able to reset the switch, reset the firewall, and reset the server, and I got everything back online. When I first came here, all these panels, there was nothing. It was all dashes. Everything was out. Customers panicking. We were able to get everything up and running. Technically, my job was done, right? I was here to get everything communicating. I have to look because that's how I am. And I noticed that AC9 and AC10 were both 76, 77 degrees, and they were both off. I went and looked, and I saw that 9 is in a supply fan failure alarm. I tried resetting it already, came right back. If we go look at 10, 10 is in a supply fan failure as well. Up to the roof to figure out what's going on, because both these units are now down, and they did have some type of power blip here. It lasted longer than 197 minutes, which is what this UPS will last for. Let's go see what's going on with AC9 and AC10. Here's unit number 9. We can see it is in diagnostic. If we look, it does say supply fan failure. Now, this, I believe this, I don't know if there's a drive on this one. I think it's a constant volume. Here's the starter for this. Anytime here, you're always gonna wanna start with power, right? We're gonna confirm power coming in and work our way towards the starter, which it says here, CB1, which circuit breaker 1 does say supply fan starter up here. Still, I'm gonna start here. We got something, little fuzzies in there. Let's check each leg. 282, 282, 282, 480, 488, 489. Now we're gonna come over to our starter, 480, 480, 480. Now we're gonna go to our load side of our starter, 280, 280, 280, then each leg, 490, 490, 490. Now we got to see where it goes from this starter to make its way back towards the motor itself. Just pulled in. This contactor here comes off of the circuit breaker, yet we are not seeing supply fan status on. One of 2 things, either the auxiliary switch down here isn't made, or the pressure switch in there is not being made. In a second, it's gonna drop it out. Because right now, the starter goes directly to the contactor goes out to the motor. So right now it's running. Since we're not getting a supply fan status on here, it means we're not proving. So let's wait, it should drop out any second and go into alarm. Once the program picks up on it that it's not seeing a status, it's gonna pull that signal. Should be any second. Come on, little fella. So as I'm looking and I'm taking out these belts, I don't know if you can see it, but look at all this. That's all cogged belt parts. I mean, it's completely filled, the whole bottom. It looks like mouse droppings. Look at all this. There you go, look at that. Now this customer's difficult because they place service calls when it's a catastrophe. They have their own maintenance guy. Look at this, it's a pound of dust powder all over the place, belt powder all over the place. Years of broken belts. So that there's a sign of neglect. I gotta see if I can find another belt because there's only one in here. 5VX 950. Let's see what I can do. All right, well, it's close to the end of the day, so we're gonna have to come back in the morning. Luckily, it's right around the corner from our shop. I will write up the belts. There's another unit that does the lobby, which is the unit I'm gonna go look at right now. Hopefully I can get that one running. Then we can come back with belts and do an adjustment on this tomorrow. I normally don't skip steps when I do a service call. Since we saw what we saw over there, what do you think the chances are that this one also has a broken belt? We're gonna go right to it. Let's see. This is my first time opening it. I did not peek. Scout's honor, even though I was never a Boy Scout. Let's see what we got. Up, of course, is a screw. Lovely. Everything on this unit is a 3/8, yet they use a 5/16. Can't make this stuff up. Let's see, do we have a broken belt? We sure do. Ding, 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 ding to all the people in the chat who said we had a broken belt. Look at this. Unbelievable. And look, more broken bits. It's like a rat made a freaking nest in here. Look at this. Ah, Dios mío. Here it is, and then let's see. This one has 2 spares. Let's see what these look like. Look at that, and then look at the coil. Now that's years of broken belt beating against the coil. Can you see that? Hopefully there's no rain. Look at that. This here, look at this. Can you see that? Look at that insulation all gone. That's from belts being whipped around. And here you go. Gotta love it. So, are these new belts, used belts? What do we got? Can we at least get one up? Oh, these are used. Let's see if I can get it on. Okay, so that was fun. This thing needs a whole adjustment. I got to get new belts for this too, so tomorrow we'll come back and we'll do a full adjustment. It's kind of hard to see here. You can see the belts kind of go towards the blower. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's definitely not straight. So, need a full adjustment. I was able to at least get it pretty good tensioned. Let's start this guy up and let's see if there's anything else tripped in here. Let's see what we got. We do have a circuit tripped here. That's a compressor circuit. Let me see, make sure nothing's grounded or shorted. You never know. Let's check ohms. 1.4, 1.4, 1.4. Well, let's roll the dice. It's good to see at least this starter's not jumped out. Here we go. Let me close the door. If you're curious about the circuit, I'll do it real quick. This transformer, the 120 circuit, comes from here. It goes to the entering side of this board, which is the RTRM, or Reliatel refrigeration module. So it goes here. When the supply fan calls, it then sends it out on this second one here, which then goes through the starter. But look, this one's jumped out. It should go through the starter contacts. From the starter contacts, it goes and pulls in this contactor, which then sends power to the motor. The proving is an air proving switch, which again comes back to the RTRM to prove that it's running. That's why we never saw it change here. It went out on a failure. This says here, it says CZZT, which means constant volume zone temp. There's no drive on this. If we look at the diagnostics, there's our blower. We did have a supply fan failure, compressor 1 circuit trip. That was it. So that explains it. We did have a overload trip for the compressor and we had belts kicked on the fan. Right now, supply fan just started and there we go. It's proving on. They at least got one unit going for this lobby. As you can see, these are 60-ton units, 260-ton, because it is a very big, let me show you. It's all glass. It's all glass and it's pretty big. So these 2 units are on either side of this roof. It does this whole section. So it's there's a big load there. Anyone want to make a wish? 2 60-ton units do this whole lobby area, so they at least have 1 unit. It's pretty cool out right now. It's only about 70 degrees and it's raining, so that should be able to do it until tomorrow. Man, unbelievable. Maintenance is so important. Again, it's not our fault. We try. I should show you the list of pending quotes we have for this place. Alrighty, let's see if that compressor comes on. Hopefully, we'll go from there. Alright, there we go. Cool stage 1 on. We're done for here right now. We're going to come back tomorrow. Actually, I won't. I got to go somewhere else. But someone else will come and make adjustments on these, replace the belts, and clean up that compartment. That's it for me. I'm Professor Butler, a 20-year HVAC service technician. If you learned something today, how about you give me a follow? If you have any other questions about what I did, about these units, or anything else HVAC related, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.